About 50 years ago, folk singer and activist Pete Seeger had a big idea. He and his friends would raise the money to build a boat to save the Hudson River. It turned out that about 50 years ago was an auspicious time for big world-changing ideas. The human race had just gotten its first good look at itself on the little planet we call home, and all of a sudden, saving the Earth seemed like a good thing to be doing. Newly motivated people climbed aboard Pete's new boat by the boatload. Parents and kids, teachers and students, tree huggers, hippies, and just plain folks. They sailed the Hudson, spotting dead fish, smelling raw sewage, and learning to pronounce polychlorinated biphenyls. The experience sparked an outpouring of letters, petitions, and proclamations that were duly bundled up and sent down to Washington aboard sloop Clearwater. That kind of grassroots activism is what helped persuade Congress to pass the Clean Water Act of 1972 and to create the EPA. But Clearwater's main mission has always been inspiring the next generation of environmental leaders. The 10,000 or so kids who went to school in Clearwater's onboard classroom the first year were followed by 10,000 more the next year, and every year in all the years since. That's more than 500,000 kids, and many of them return to the Hudson year after year, and lots of them bring their friends. It's like Pete always said, participation is what's going to save the human race, and today, Clearwater needs all the participation we can get. Because the things we're doing today are as important as any we've ever done. Some company from Florida will be up here dismantling our local nuclear power plant for the next decade, so we'll need to keep a close eye on that. Then there's the no good, very bad Dan Scammer project in Newburgh. $400 million for a power plant we shouldn't be building to burn natural gas we shouldn't be fracking. And Clearwater's only just begun rolling out our climate change curriculum to Hudson Valley schools. We really should be hurrying that up a little. We even have to go back to Washington to lobby for the Clean Water Act and the EPA all over again. So, if you didn't realize that Clearwater was still around, or if you thought our work here was done, or if you figured our ship had sailed, well, you're right, she did sail, and she sails on today. Because Pete Seeger gave us all a hammer and taught us how to use it. Thanks, Pete.
Hi, I'm Sonny Ochs, and I'm a DJ on WIOX in Roxbury, New York. I've also been involved with the Clearwater organization for over 35 years in various capacities, and this organization means so much to me. And it's nice that at least if we can't be on site this year, at least we're able to do this virtual festival, which is starting now and is going to go on until 11 p.m. this evening with lots and lots of wonderful music and entertainment. So we want to get started, and we'll talk about Clearwater here and there. But first, I'm going to go ahead and introduce the first two acts. The first act, very appropriately enough, is David and Jacob Bernz. The reason it's so appropriate is that they are father and son, and tomorrow being Father's Day, what better way to start out with than with a father and son? David has a music store in Beacon, New York, and Jacob, his son, got very involved in music and has made 3 individual recordings on his own. And of course, David has to get in the act, so he, of course, is involved with his son's recordings as well. And then after that, you will hear a group, I love this name, the Scooches. And the Scooches are a New York City-based group that they are a band that infuses Gullah Geechee rhythms with country, folk, Americana, New Orleans, 20s, all kinds of music. So they are so upbeat, you're going to have to get up and dance so you can pretend that you're watching them on the dance stage. And you're saying to yourselves, what in the heck is Gullah Geechee? Well, that's the music that comes from the islands off the southern part of the United States, mainly Georgia, South Islands, and South Carolina. So it's a very special kind of music, and I think you will enjoy dancing to them. And so why not get started? Let's start with David and Jacob Bernz. Here we go.
Hi, my name is David Bernz, and this is my son Jacob Bernz. We're so happy to be here with you today. I wish we could all be together in Croton, maybe some year, but in the meantime, I hope we're all doing what we can to support Clearwater. Croton is actually my hometown. I've been a long-time Clearwater supporter, and I went to every revival. My parents did hospitality. We even had the woman who wrote Freight Train, Elizabeth Cotton, stay at our house. So great memories from Croton. Of course, we're filming from Beacon, which is Jacob's hometown.
Yep, yeah, I grew up going to the Beacon Sloop Club festivals down by the Beacon waterfront. Every year Pete would host those, and I would go to the Clearwater Revival with my parents, grew up the same way.
So we thought we'd start with a few songs about hometowns.
Yep, this first song is a song that I wrote about seeing the changes in Beacon. In the house where I lived back when I was a kid, in my favorite cookie cutter neighborhood, with the grass so green and fair, like something could be that rare, out in the jungle where the pavement never grows. And if I could just sit, you know I'd find my way back to that old cookie cutter neighborhood. A lesson that I learned, words are just like tools, and these words 10 years past ring to this day. Don't forget what you learn in school, it will help you force the truth. Each life, though we may go our separate ways, and though some of us are gone, the voices are still strong, and never stray too far from what is true. Though the voice is good, there's something that we could have done for our favorite cookie cutter neighborhood. Huh. Favorite cookie cutter neighborhood, with the grass so green and fair, like something could be that rare, out where the pavement never grows. And if I could just sit, you know I'd find my way back to that old cookie cutter neighborhood. That old cookie cutter neighborhood.
There's a place on the river that I call home, with my family and friends and the people I know, where I grew from a child into a man, where my feet have traveled each mile of land. Croton on Hudson, Croton on Hudson, Croton on Hudson, you're my river shore. You walk through the streets there, the folks say hello, and they care for each other when their tide's running low. And you hear your name called at the shopkeeper's door, or whispered in wind where the trees meet the shore. Croton on Hudson, Croton on Hudson, Croton on Hudson, you're my river shore, you're my river shore, my river shore.
My great-grandfather, Walter Lowenfels, a friend of Pete and Ann Lee Hayes, both of the Weavers, helped write this next song. Wasn't That a Time?
Back in the crazy witch hunts of the 1950s, they actually questioned Pete before Congress about this song. He offered to sing it for them, but they said no. But later, outside the courthouse on the steps, in front of a crowd, someone handed him a banjo.
Yeah, it's crazy how this song is still relevant today, and we're going to sing it for you now. Fathers bled at Valley Forge. The snow was red with blood, their faith was worn. At Valley Forge, their faith was brotherhood. Wasn't that a time?
Wasn't that a time?
Wasn't that a time? A time to try the soul of man. Wasn't that a terrible time?
Brave men who fought at Gettysburg now lie in soldiers' graves, but there they stand, the slavery tied, and there the faith was saved. Wasn't that a time?
Wasn't that a time?
Wasn't that a time? A time to try the soul of man. Wasn't that a terrible time?
Farmers took their Judas pay to tell their sorry tales, and gangs in Congress had their way, and free souls went to jail. Wasn't that a time?
Wasn't that a time?
Wasn't that a time? A time to try the soul of man. Wasn't that a terrible time?
Many times we've gone to kill in freedom's holy name, and children died to save the pride of rulers without shame. Wasn't that a time?
Wasn't that a time?
Wasn't that a time? A time to try the soul of man. Wasn't that a terrible time? Faith cries out, we have no fear. We dare to reach our hands to other neighbors, far and near, to friends in every land.
Isn't this a time?
Isn't this a time?
Isn't this a time?
A time to free the soul of man. Isn't this a wonderful time? Isn't this a wonderful time?
us out of fearland, lead us through the night. Get us out of fear and take us to the light. Get us out of fearland, lead us through the night. Get us out of fearland, take us to the light. If we don't talk about how we feel, if we don't believe the future's real, hey, we're here and been around too long. If we're silent, all we are is wrong. Get us out of fearland, lead us through the night. Get us out of fear and take us to the light. Oh, take us to the light. Oh yeah, I may prefer the quiet way, but now it's time to disobey. Though we'd rather sleep or hide, it's time to stand up at your side. Get us out of fear, lead us through the night. Get us out of fear and take us to the light. Oh, take us to the light. I said, but in the world, we've been away. I said, in the world, we've been away. We don't stand up now. We are false to say we don't know how. We don't stand up hand in hand. We're selling ourselves to the hatred land. Get us out of here, lead us to the light. Get us out of here and take us to the light. Oh, yeah, take us to the light. Shake us out of fear, lead us through the night. Get us out of fear and take us to the light. 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 Take us to the Break the chains, pull back that curtain. Don't know how we got that glimpse of sky. They never meant to let you fly. I was born to reap and roam. I was born to be alone. I was born to watch you die. You were born, I wish the world knew why. You were born, I wish the world knew why. You were born, I wish the world knew why.
By the big hill, where the grass runs soft and free, under the big old tree, that's where I'll be.
With my natto and my cherries and my chips on the blanket, that's where I'll be.
I'll be there
All summer I'll be there. All summer I'll be there. All summer with my friends.
for all the summer,
For all the summer,
for all the summer,
with my friends. With my guitar
guitar
and my
I play the
frisbee.
Come on now.
And my friends all singing harmony.
I sing harmony, let the soul flow. All the ones you know, like Sergio, while the breeze blows soft with no end. I'll be there
All summer I'll be there. All summer I'll be there. All summer with my friends.
for all the summer,
For all the summer,
for all the summer,
with my friends. By the big hill,
bye-bye, thank you.
where the grass runs soft and free.
Yeah.
Under the big oak, that's where you'll be. I'll be there. All summer I'll be there. All summer I'll be there. All summer with my friends.
For all the summer,
For all the summer,
for all the summer,
with my friends. With my
I say with
friends.
my friend, yeah. Hello, friend, we have
Always climbing, let it go that wall. Break down that wall, get light. Break down that wall, get light. Something from break down that wall. Freedom, both fight, it's yours and mine. Freedom.
There ain't nothing you can ask that can answer what I want. If it keeps you in things that I really don't say nothing. Think about what you're trying to do today. Think, let your mind be free.
Break down that wall, daddy lions. Break down that wall, daddy lions. Strong and small. Get us out of here, lead us to the light. Get us out of here, take us to the light. Oh, take us to the light. Take us to the light. 100 miles, 100 miles, 100 miles. You can hear the whistle blow. 100 miles.
Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? Now you can sit down and stop dancing for a minute. And I want to talk to you about why we're doing this. We're trying to help the Clearwater organization raise money. It is so important because of all the valuable things they do for us. They help with mainly, of course, environmental education. We are a community. They advocate, or I should say we advocate for cleaning up the river. It's been going on since 1969. It's so important. And if you go to, by the way, if you go to clearwaterfestival.org, there's a very visual donate button, and you can push that button and give money to the organization because we really need it. And also, while you're there, you can see the list of who's going to be on at what time today. So if you want to plan your activities for the day, you can look down the list and see which ones you really, really want to see the most. And you can also be informed that this will be on the site for about 6 months. So what you missed today, you can catch later. We're about to start our second set of musicians, and what an amazing combination this is. We're starting out next with Manta. They are from Ecuador, 4 brothers and a friend, and they perform the music of the Andes on more than 35 traditional instruments. They are just amazing. The flutes are just so special, and they are an experience that never fails to bring audience to their feet. So now that you've rested, you'll have to get back up on your feet again. And then after Manta, you will see the Parkland Students. Now, this is interesting because I'm friends with Peter Yarrow, and he invited me over to his daughter's place one day, and he was so excited because of a project he had started, which was to get some musicians to go down to Florida and work with the Parkland Students. Those are the students from the high school where they had that horrible shooting. And they worked with the students and helped them to write songs to express what they feel about what happened. And you're going to see the results of that wonderful project. And that's what they'll be singing. And then finally in this segment, Tommy Sands. Tommy Sands is known as the most powerful songwriter in Ireland, if not in the rest of the world. He's from County Down. He's a singer, a songwriter, a social activist, and he's basically a legend in his own time. And ironically, I met Tommy at a Clearwater festival. He has been over here, he travels everywhere, and he writes such wonderful songs. And you probably know some of the songs. They've been covered by so many people. And I know that you will enjoy him, and he is one of my heroes. And if you wanted to know exactly, I can't even know what to say about him because he's just so special. But on top of everything else, this man is a mensch. He's such a human being. No phoniness, no airs, just a good person who does good music for good reasons. So you'll enjoy listening to Tommy Sands. All righty, here we go for that segment.
Hello, everybody. We are Manta. I hope you are well. I want to share with you 2 pieces. One is called Cascada. That means waterfall. And also you can visit on our website, andesmanta.com, also Facebook and Instagram. Went to do the next melody, a piece where we include most of these flutes, panpipes, drums that we make with different kinds of bamboo, wood, and clay. And these melodies has been passed for generations, hundreds of generations, all these sounds. So we combine different rhythms, different pieces, put it together. This is called Ancestros.
march down the street and let the world know that we can't be beat. Because you will hear us chant, you will hear us scream, and right now we change everything because it needs to stop. No more kids in their classroom getting shot. This is one battle that needs to get fought. And we can't give up this fight. We cannot relent day nor night. So join us and rise. Join us and they will hear our cries.
That leads to hope. The whole world needs to know that these lives won't be lost in vain. Oh, our voices will be heard, our songs will spread the word, our truth will be the seed that grows the change. I won't give up today. Too many words to say. Take my hand, we'll be okay. The children will lead the way. Rest in power, rest in peace. It's for the fallen that we speak. I won't give up today. Too many words to say. Take my hand, we'll be okay. The children will lead the way. I won't give up today. Too many words to say. Take my hand, we'll be okay. The children will lead the way. children will lead the way. Children will lead the
I'm the son of a lonely man, lost his home, lost his land, floating on the ocean where the cold wind blows. Here he found a home. He danced for the daughter of an Indian brave, to the drum of the son of an African slave. Felt the shame, shared the pain, dreamed a better world. Bring back America, bring back all the dreams we had, floating on the ocean where the cold wind blows. Bring my country home. And I grew up an American child. The Constitution was my guide, freedom and equality, proudly we were told. A heaven for the refugee, fleeing war and poverty. But now my country's lost at sea, searching for a soul. Bring back America, bring back all the dreams we had, floating on the ocean where the cold wind blows. Bring my country home. The dollar said, in God we trust, but God, you didn't trust too much. The guns of war that came out first, before consulting thee. Rolling in the raging gale, may winds of kindness fill your sails. I want my country back again, bring my country home. Bring back America, bring back all the dreams we had, floating on the ocean where the cold wind blows. Bring my country home. And some will deem an American dream the property of who can be a billionaire. His only care is freedom to get more. But the dream I sing for you and I, trying hard just to get by, echoes of a human cry, like strangers on the shore. Bring back America, bring back all the dreams we had, floating on the ocean where the cold wind blows. Bring my country home. Bring back America, bring back all the dreams we had, floating on the ocean where the cold wind blows. Bring my country home.
Hello, this is not the Hudson River, it's Carlingford Lough where I live. But mind you, the inspirations of the Clearwater and all the people associated with it, like Pete and Toshi and all of you, that inspiration ripples over here and all around the world. I'd like to give you a song. It's the first song, they say, ever to be sung in Ireland. And people talk about Chaucer being the grandfather of literature in these islands. The song goes way back to 500 BC, according to the old stories. My father knew a lot of these stories. His mother was Irish speaking. She came from the wild hills of Cooley over there. And before we went to school, he used to say things like, before you go to school and learn about what happens in books, you have to learn what happened before books were written. And so began an Old Testament of songs and stories handed down and changed around and in time and telling. Facts, figures changed, but truths remained, like some old secret cure for the future. And this song comes from the first humans that came to Ireland. Ireland was inhabited by the spirit people, the Tuatha De Danann. And one day 3 of their goddesses was out walking, Banba, Fullu and Erin. And they were admiring the beauty of the landscape and the power of the ocean. And suddenly they heard an extra swish in the waves. And what was it but a boatload of humans? Human beings above all people. They'd heard about these people. Can we come in? They said. You can, providing you call the place after us. Well, to this day, the poetic names for Ireland are Banba and Fullu, and the name for Ireland itself is Erin. But anyway, the Tuatha De Danann said, you can't do that, you can't come in just like that, we have to prepare a welcome for you, a céad míle fáilte. Well, the welcome they prepared was a storm. Blew the boats up in the air. The Malaysians, because that's who they were, they said to their bard, American, save us from the storm, sing the song, sing the song. And so began the song that was supposed to be the first song ever sung in Ireland, and I will try to give you a version of it today. It begins in ancient Irish. He stood up and he faced the storm, and he began. Am gwihim yor, am don trahan, am fuamara, am fuamara. I am wind on sea, I am wave on the ocean, I am the roar of the thundering deep, the thundering deep. I am an eagle on the cliffside, I am a stag of 7 battles, I am a wild bull in valor, a wild bull in valor. I am a tear let fall by the sun, I am a lake in the emerald plain, I am a salmon in the river deep, in the river deep. Who, if not I, know the reason for stones on the mountain? Who, if not I, know the moon and the secrets of sunset? Who, if not I, know the secret of things that are silent? Who, if not I, am the tree and the lightning that strikes it? Who, if not I, am the song and the singer that sings it? Who, if not I, am the storm and the calmer of storms, the calmer of storms. So the storm died down, the seas calmed, and the winds were at ease with themselves. And the old people say that was the first song ever sung in Ireland. And people wonder to this day, what is that song about? People say it is a boast. No. Learned speculation today would say it was associating with what was there before you came, with nature. The Tuatha De Danann probably had heard about human beings coming and wrecking and tearing. They upset things with their coming. So Amergin, the bard, had to associate with nature. I am wind and sea. It's a very old song, but in many ways it's very relevant to today, because storms come back to us in different ways if we do not connect with the nature around us. I'm going to sing you a song that I wrote when I was up walking in the trees here during the worst part of the lockdown, and we couldn't associate with anybody. And it's called Love in Isolation.
trees can see. In this forest tree of uncertainty, I hear you softly whisper in the gentle breeze. You are near me, and yet so far away from me. Now I cannot see you like it used to be. They say it is the best for you and best for me. From your window you waved at me so tenderly. You are near me, and yet so far away from me. Carried by your kindness to the hard front line, no cover to protect you but arrive in time. No greater love than this can there ever be. You are near me, and yet so far away from me. Now we rest a moment while we still can dream by the healing waters of the Glenshee stream. Our love will grow and flow eternally. You are near me, and yet so far away from me. I walk where no one walks and only trees can see. Untrodden flowers, they make space for me. I hear your voice in the songbirds' harmony. You are far away, and yet so near to me. Thank you, and keep safe.